Ladies and gentlemen, call this meeting to order, the Mayor and Board of Commissioners for September the 24th. Can I get the roll call, please?
Commissioner Auchenreith.
Present.
Commissioner Braun.
Present.
Commissioner Warnick.
Here.
Commissioner Pearson.
Here.
Mayor Marion.
Here.
Let the record reflect that the entire elected body is here.
Will you rise with me for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Typically we have a prayer, but tonight I'm going to do something different, and that is a moment of silence. One of my very good friends, his mother was diagnosed with neurocarcinoma about a year ago, and she just passed away. She was only in her 50s. She recently moved to Harford County, but had been a longtime Cecil County resident. But blatantly, cancer sucks, and it's horrible to see someone go through that. So to Tyler and his family, and to all those that are going through this battle with cancer, I'd like to have a moment of silence. Thank you. Thank you. There are no public presentations tonight or business meeting items, so we'll move forward with citizens' input. Ms. Earhart?
Good evening. We're a small contingency from the Triangle Dog Park, which we want to thank the board for.
Please state your name and your address.
Patricia Everhart, and what else?
Your address.
Oh, 18 Lakeview Drive,
Thank you.
Rising Sun.
Thank you.
Anyway, we're users nightly of the dog park. We appreciate the town. We had contacted Dave for a cleaning of the turf, which next day it was done, and everybody was very happy for that. We do have one concern, that one of the interior gates recently has been locked, and we feel one is a safety issue for people as well as our dogs. If you're in that one area and for whatever reason somebody either with aggressive dogs or somebody with a weapon could be in the holding area, you have no way out. You cannot get out of that large dog area.
One of the issues that we've had, and I talked to Commissioner Warnick about that today, was we've had about 3 people contact Town Hall because when they go down there, the entire dog park is open, and they have tried to go into a single area, and it's been told to them that the divider gate will not be closed, that they can leave and come back at a different time. So the issue that we're trying to work on right now is the potential to open up the surrounding gates on the side, potentially unlock them, so that if something like that did occur, that you'd be able to get out. But we're also trying to monitor that if we do end up opening the divider gate, that obviously the whole park can't be open. It's clearly slated for a small dog area and a large dog area. But the last time that I was down there, somebody had tied a trash bag and kept the gate open. And we're just dealing with the complaints. So far it's only been 3, but they've been very boisterous. They've contacted me on social media, through email, and then they came and called Town Hall. So, and that's the reason the gate was locked at that time, was because of the fact that apparently these people had come down with a smaller dog, and people refused to close the divider gate. Now, I'm sure that's not something that you guys have experienced or ever went through, so there's different dog park groups that are down there, but that's what we've dealt with. So we're currently looking into, it could be potentially just unlocking that gate again and then posting out, hey, once somebody comes down there, that it's clearly a small dog and a large dog area. So that's what we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, because usually when we're down there, and we all pretty well have large dogs, if no one is on the small dog side, or it's an unfamiliar dog, then we always make sure that interior gate is shut. When we leave in the evening, all the gates are shut. I've even talked to what we call the day shift, the guys that come in the morning. They kind of expressed the same concern about having that interior gate locked. They also, now I don't know whether people are coming in like after we leave at dusk now, because they said they've come in and the gates are open. We leave, we make sure all the gates are shut.
Right.
We see somebody coming that we don't know, we automatically shut the interior gate. Just tell them, let the dogs run the fence, get to know each other. If everybody's in agreement, we can let them all mingle together. If you have a dog that's more submissive, we're fine staying on our side of the park and they
Right.
stay on theirs.
So what I would say is I'm going to talk with Commissioner Warnick and we'll move forward if the potential is there to unlock it and then just
Okay.
post out signage that clearly says that. But we've just been dealing with, like I said, it's about 3 complaints so far that people go down there that have never been there before and they apparently have left and they've been very unhappy. So obviously the dog parks are everyone. You bring down there your dogs to play with other dogs, so that's what we want to see. I've also been working with our electrical contractor. We're going to get lights down there, which is great. We're hopeful that they'll be installed within the next month or so.
What's the timetable? I know it's kind of late in the year now for
Water.
water fountains, because right now we're lugging at least a gallon each
So
down there every
right
night.
now what we're looking at is during the construction of our water line, there was supposed to be a sub-connection placed in the ground there. And once that was put in, it was supposed to be tied in. We're looking to make sure that was done, because if it's not, then we'll have to do it ourselves. And then just hook up the fountain. That's what we're looking at.
Okay, we're
so.
hoping maybe in the spring.
Yes, absolutely.
'cause it's getting a little
Definitely by
cold now
spring,
to do it.
for sure.
Okay, thank you.
I think we also found out that fountain was very, very expensive
Oh, yeah, we heard it was
for a
like
decent, we were
$9,000
really
or something.
surprised.
Miss Lane?
Hello, everybody. My name is Barbara Lane, formerly Barbara Royal. I just married my husband in May. I live at 36 West Main Street now. That is Lowell McCoy's rental property. I don't have any issues. I had spoke to Commissioner Warnick to see how I could get involved into town. I grew up here ever since I was a little peanut, and I think that there are many different things that could be brought to town, and to better the businesses and the community and the residents and things like that. With me being a long-standing person inside of town. With my parents and things like that. Like I said, I really want to get involved into town. Currently, I have Queen Street Nutrition, of which I have, January will be 6 years that I've had my business, and 10 years total in Herbalife. So I just wanted to bring to you guys that I'm open and would love to become a part of town and things like that. So, the conversation with Dave, he said there's,
Planning, zoning, board of appeals.
right. I, obviously because I've never been to a meeting and involved in different things like that, of course I need to know the duties of each and to see which one would actually benefit the citizens and things like that better. So, I don't.
What I would say is Commissioner Warnick has mentioned your interest, and Commissioner Braun is actually our ex officio to planning and zoning. I would recommend setting up a meeting with her first,
Okay.
and then moving forward with meetings with the other commissioners.
Okay,
And then, once they come together and come to an agreement, that's when I'm able to appoint.
Okay.
Because they ultimately have to approve the appointment.
right. Okay, perfect, thank you.
All right, thank you. Would anyone else like to speak this evening? All right, moving forward, Chief.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Board of Commissioners. My report's going to be extremely brief. I just have a few things I wanted to touch on. First, the local government insurance trust has awarded us a grant for a little over $900 to offset the cost of the basically online manual system for the police department. That's a good deal and huge for me because that software, not reporting system, but a manual system makes it easier for officers to review our procedures and policies when they're on a scene. And it also provides me with a lot of data collection and research from what's happening in the courts and the state to help maintain that, our manual system, make it one of the best in the state. Next, the issues we were having with the uniforms. The company that folded and was bought out by another company that changed its procedures decided to not have our uniforms. A new company has just come online, and they promised that they will be able to provide us with the same uniform that we have been wearing. Therefore, we won't incur that huge cost of having to redesign or reuniform the entire department. They are online now, and they will be prepared to take orders within the next couple of weeks. I lost my train of thought, so I guess that's all I have to report for tonight.
Town Administrator, do you have a report?
Yeah, two quick items. The town is soliciting bids for street repaving. The three areas that we're looking to do is the Louise Court, Valley View area, Walnut Street between Main Street and down to Jane's Church, down in that area. And then the third area is basically to complete up on Sunrise Drive, that little extension that when you come up the hill and go to the right, that's an area that hasn't been touched in a long time, and it's in really bad shape, so we're going to look to fix that one also. We have a pre-bid meeting this Thursday, the 26th. Bids are due on October 10th. And then conceivably, if that all works out, we can have that in front of the board for them to approve at the first meeting in October. The other item is McDonald's has submitted building permits to do some interior renovations again. These renovations are being driven by the automatic kiosks where you go in and place your order on the computer terminal. So they are taking the steps that other McDonald's have been taking, is bringing in the artificial intelligence to be taking orders. So that project will be starting any day now. So that concludes my report.
Thank you, Town Administrator.
Mr. Mayor, Town Administrator, can you just real quick, since you brought up the streets, and I know the question's going to be asked, so let's just address it in the video. If you want to address Wilson Avenue real quick, because it's a little bit different situation, but I think, what you gave as a report will raise that question.
The Wilson Avenue, we're waiting for the survey results to come back because we want to upgrade the water line in there, and that will be a pretty extensive upgrade of the water line, so unfortunately we'll have to wait about a year before we pave the road. But the whole idea is to upsize the water line and to extend it down across the creek by the cemetery.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, Town Administrator. My report's pretty brief tonight. I did want to remind everyone that our Fall Spooktacular is October the 12th. It's a free family event from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is our 6th year doing it, which is amazing. Every year it seems to garner more and more people coming in. The inclement weather date is October the 26th, and that again is 11 to 4. This year we'll also be doing some different vendors out on Main Street, so we'll be closing down Main, and the chief is working on that. Joanna and I recently stopped by Plumpton Park Zoo to see the new sloth. If you did not know, close to 80,000 people a year visit Plumpton Park Zoo. It's certainly become an economic driver in our community. It's a clean, state-of-the-art facility. So when you get time, go visit Plumpton Park Zoo because it's certainly an amazing facility there. Joanna and I also were recently last Friday at the White House for the arrival of the Australian ambassador. That was something that I was invited to last minute, but was certainly a great time to represent our small town there. So that concludes the end of my report. Commissioner Autenreith.
I just have a few business updates I want to mention. Clean Enterprise Car Wash. The construction down there is really coming along nice. It's starting to look, you can see what it's going to look like now. And I mention that because they're a big water user, so they're coming along pretty good. Friday night I attended an event next door at Rise and Grind. They had a open mic night and they served food and drinks. But I was really surprised at the number of young people that were there that came out playing guitar, playing ukuleles. One little girl was even playing violin, but it was crowded. The event was 6 to 9. At 8:30, people were still coming in with instruments. So, and with that in mind, you know, there's a couple other businesses in town that really do great for our kids. I walk up here quite a bit. The karate school next door, packed all the time. Travis, I think you can speak to who the owners and stuff are there, but they really seem to be doing a great job over there. Like they need to expand, I would think. One other thing I wanted to mention, last time I was talking about some of our businesses that have reached anniversaries. The local gym, NLX, they are at their 5-year anniversary now, and they're offering some specials. No sign-up fee from September 14th to October 14th. Their membership fees for a single is $37.95, joint $57.95, and a family $67.95. They're a family-owned small business here in town. They've got personal training, weightlifting, diet, workout plans. It's great because if you go eat in our restaurants here, you need it. Right, Skip? But they've had to change their hours too. Their hours now, they used to be 24/7. They're now Monday through Friday, 4 a.m. to 11 p.m., Saturday 5 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Sunday 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. So congratulations on 5 years in business in our town. They went through an expansion about a year ago. So things are really going well for our business community here in town.
They have senior rates too.
They do.
I get it.
Why wasn't I told about this? They have senior
You
rates.
might not be a senior yet.
I got gray hair, Skip. Thanks, Skip. They have senior rates, and I'm going to be looking into that. I hope it's a big discount too. So, and also, I reported 7 streetlights in town out to Delmarva. They have a really nice website you can go on if you know the pole numbers and locations. We have 7 of them in town, starting in front of Buck's Restaurant and coming this way to the little Rising Sun Town Center there next to the park. They go on, off all night. Very dark down through there. So reported those, and that's all I got tonight.
Mr. Braun, do you have a report this evening?
No, I don't.
All right.
Somebody's calling it in.
It's me, I'm sorry, I didn't turn it off.
I did want to thank Commissioner Braun and those that were involved with the state highway maintenance down our main street. A huge thank you to our partners Alan Myers as well as the guys from State Highway for completely resurfacing our main street. I think it looks certainly very nice. It's something that they weren't slated to do, but we did convince them to do that. So we're really excited with how it's turned out. So a huge thank you to State Highway. Commissioner Pearson.
Nothing.
Commissioner Warnick.
Sorry. The only thing I have tonight is I attended the MML board meeting. So as the District 10 Vice President, was it last week? I don't even know. It's all blending together now. I think it was last weekend. And we have the next Maryland Municipal League meeting is October 13th through 15th. So that's if anybody's interested in attending that. Yes, I forgot about the Civil War reenactments coming up. Thank you. October 3rd through the 6th. The reenactors will arrive on Thursday, and that's just camp setup. Friday is open to school children, and then Saturday and Sunday is open to the public. There's a battle reenactment, I believe it's at 2 p.m. and on both days. The camp is open, I think it's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday, and again, Saturday evening they have the traditional dance, and then Sunday it's I think it's 9 to 2 or something like that, and they normally have a church service in the morning, and sometimes they, depending on weather and such, they will go up and do the service in the graveyard, so.
Town Administrator, did you have something?
Do you want me to go into the board vacancies?
Sure.
Okay. So just a reminder that there are 3 open positions on the Planning Commission yet. The Planning Commission meets the first and third Monday of every month. They are currently working on very important updates to the town zoning and land development codes. The board has significant impact on shaping the economic development of this community. The Board of Zoning Appeals has 2 positions open. This is the governing body that hears appeals and makes decisions on people requesting variances or special exceptions on the properties. The town election process, the deadline for filing for election was this past Friday. There are 2 Board of Commissioners seats are open. Pauline Braun and Augie Pearson are the 2 candidates that will be on the ballot upon confirmation from the town's Ethics Board and the Board of Election Judges. The upcoming election calendar, town elections are Monday, October 21st. Polls open at 8 a.m., close at 8 p.m. The last day to request an absentee ballot is Friday, October 11th, 2019 at 5 p.m. And absentee ballots are due by close of the election on the 21st at 7:59 p.m. Mayor, the one thing I wanted to bring up under my report, and I wanted to have everybody double back for a second. If you remember when the town was dealing with the county on the master sewer and water plan issues, and the town had correctly anticipated that one of the reasons why the county appeared to be blocking what we wanted to do was because of the county's prior commitments to artesian water. And if you recall, MDE, the Maryland Department of the Environment and Maryland Department of Planning both heard our appeal and came back with very strong language to the county that they needed to amend their plan to reflect the things that Rising Sun was trying to do. And the town of Rising Sun, just like all the towns in the state, have a right to create a comprehensive plan. And in that comprehensive plan, you show where you would like to grow your community, which means you also show how you're going to extend your water and sewer. We have a sovereign right to do that as a municipality. The county was always stating that they did not want the town to grow because they had designated those areas as rural conservation areas. And they were hanging their hat on the fact that the town was violating their comprehensive plan about trying to extend in areas that are not designated growth areas. And you've seen at the meetings and you've read in the paper that the county's comprehensive plan clearly articulates the area of the town of Rising Sun and the areas around the town of Rising Sun as designated growth areas, and the Department of Planning even put that in their letter that the town is a designated growth area. I bring this up because it was brought to my attention that at a recent workshop meeting, Cecil County is hearing great news about the Bainbridge project, where the old Navy base is getting ready to be, changed into a significant development opportunity for Port Deposit in the county. But when you watch the video of the session where the people from Bainbridge are talking about the opportunities at Bainbridge, they talk about how water and sewer will be extended. Now, water and sewer currently is both existing in the town of Port Deposit, and Bainbridge is uphill from the town of Port Deposit. So the discussion would be you would extend the water and sewer up the hill to Bainbridge, but in their presentation, they made it very clear that this is an opportunity, and this would be Artesian, the for-profit water company, in their plan includes extending water and sewer up 276 to serve the properties along 276, which is exactly what we were trying to do on our comprehensive plan, and the county was saying, no, you can't do that. So again, it's just, I think the elected body supports this notion. We're trying to be above board. We're trying to do what the state gives us the authority to do. And for whatever reason, there are segments of the county. You can follow money trails. You can follow whatever motive that you might think might exist. There's no reason for the county to be blocking the town of Rising Sun. And the truth is coming out. They are looking to extend Artesian service up 276 right into the backyard of what we were trying to do, but the county kept saying, no, we don't want any service up in that area. So it's on a videotape. You can look at the videotape from the September 17th meeting. It's right there.
And up 276 would be West Nottingham Academy.
West Nottingham Academy, Hunter Sale Barn, all the different locations that we had identified that wanted water from us.
Is
Thank-
it in their master water and sewer plan, the county's?
Is it in there?
It'll be amended.
Yeah, it'll be amended. That'll be amended in the middle of the night, no problem.
So I wanted to, on another note, as the election results for those running for office were announced, I wanted to congratulate Commissioner Pearson and congratulate Commissioner Braun. Public service is a huge venture that should never be taken lightly. We all know how this position impacts our family and our friends. You will definitely be loved by some and hated by others.
You have friends?
You will have to make difficult choices that many others may not agree with. But we all love this community, and as Commissioner Authon-Reith has said many times, first of all, we are all residents of this community. So congratulations to both of you, and I look forward to serving with you. All right, is there anything else to come before the board this evening? All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.